So this is not going to come as a surprise to anybody who has seen like 0.02% of my artwork, but my favorite color is pink, which I realize sounds like a kind of boring answer, especially for a girl, but it's true. It's such a great color. I've kind of become known recently for using really hot shades of pink in my art, you know, fuchsia and stuff like that. And while hot pink is definitely one of my favorite things to draw and paint with, I think just like in a more abstract sense, my absolute favorite is more of a light pink, like a pale pastel color of pink. But the weird thing is, I almost never use this color in any of my art. I tend to hover around vibrant, highly saturated colors, but today I thought I'd try something different. I challenged myself to stick to pretty much only pastel pinks in this sketchbook page. Working with light colors and making it actually look good is kind of hard to me, and I was trying to think of why this is the case. One thing I came up with is I'm not usually so careful about erasing my pencil sketches before I start coloring. I don't really know why, I tend to not really do that. I actually kind of like leaving the sketch sometimes. I'm just a fan of that kind of a look. And this isn't usually a problem with vibrant and dark colors because the light gray of the pencil's graphite is pretty much drowned out. But when you're working with light colors, hiding the sketch if you didn't erase it becomes a lot more challenging. This goes doubly for alcohol markers because once you've put ink down on top of pencil, the pencil is kind of locked into the paper and you pretty much can't get rid of it after that. So knowing that, I tried doing some of these doodles without any big pencil prep beforehand. That goes for, I think, all of the doodles on this page, except the first one. Looking back on the final product, I definitely did get into some dark colors when it comes to the shadows, but honestly, I'm cool with that. I did mainly stick to the pastels, and I think it's really just part of my art style at this point to emphasize lighting. Overall, I had a lot of fun with this one. You know, just a doodle page, nothing serious, didn't really plan any of it. Alright, I'll leave you to enjoy. Sit back, sketch along with me if you want to. Hope you like it. I'm using a dark blue, I believe it's Prussian blue, not entirely sure, COPIC marker here to tone down the pink of her hair because I felt like the warm tones were a little bit overwhelming and I thought it would help balance out the palette to add this cooler tone. I'm shading with a lighter purple, which I used to do all the time. I don't do it as much anymore, but I thought it might be a good idea here just to again balance the palette a little bit. It's a very warm piece, so I don't know, thought it might be interesting to see how that looks. So here I'm starting off with the cake. As you can see, I barely prepped anything about this cake, which I'm very happy about because typically I do have issues with drawing cylindrical forms. So I just kind of started going for it with the little bits of frosting on the top and then start adding more layers, shading it in, slowly but surely trying to figure out what I want it to look like. I actually think desserts are so much fun to draw. I don't really know why. Maybe it's because it's like eye candy, just seeing something delicious, but I love it. And actually drawing this cake totally re-inspired me to start looking more at desserts as subjects for art, and I went into a mini deep dive into the work of Wayne Theobald, which I might make a video on sometime soon. Here again, I'm also going into this without any kind of pencil sketch beforehand, just taking a dive into it with my Copic marker and hoping I get the form at least a little bit right. This is just a cute checkerboard sweater that I found a picture of on Pinterest, and I thought it was a cool design, so I wanted to give it a try. As you can see here, I'm actually using a pale yellow as the base for the sweater at this point instead of, I don't know, a light gray or something like that. The picture had some really nice lighting, this like warm, sunny glow, so to kind of give it that glow, I decided a yellow backdrop would be great instead of just pure white for the checkerboards. I wasn't entirely satisfied with the colors I was getting with the Copics, and I didn't have the exact shade that I wanted to use, so I decided to come in here with one of my Prismacolors and redefine some of the colors. And here I'm coming in with that same color, except on the cake this time, which I think is fun because I like having the same supplies being used for different things on the page. Sometimes adds this greater sense of unification, you know, whatever, you get the idea. Here we are once again, just going in without any pencil. It's kind of like a contour line-ish drawing using a blue Micron. I chose blue, and actually I believe I used blue Micron for the rest of the inking around this piece because I thought it would be, again, cool to juxtapose all these warm pinks against this cool blue. Kind of has a nice feeling. I think it might actually make the pinks pop out a little bit more. I started coloring this sweater with more of a bubblegum pink instead of these warmer pinks that I was using before. This one's a little more cool toned, and I kind of ended up bringing it back into the warmer territory by shading with a warm pink. now I'm just having fun filling in some of the white that we have left over. Thought it would be interesting to have this checkerboard pattern in the background going along with that sweater that I drew on the top right of the page, but I thought it would be interesting to draw this checkerboard floor kind of in perspective instead of just like top-down boring pattern. You know, why not make it look like it's receding into the distance? So that was kind of fun to do. Again, just really messy, freehanding it, but I thought it looked cool in the end. And now I'm filling in things with my light pink POSCA pen. If you aren't familiar with POSCA pens, they're paint pens. Really cool. I love them a lot, actually. It's like painting, but, you know, it's a pen. They're nice, so when you press the felt tip against the paper, the paint starts flowing and you can kind of draw with it, which is really nice. I think they're really great for adding backgrounds to your drawings and not having to use these really small tipped markers and like very slowly but surely getting out your background. POSCA pens come in pretty wide sizes, so they make it a lot easier to fill in background spaces. Here I'm adding some more dessert doodles, because why not? So I didn't film myself drawing this because this was a couple hours later, but on the other page of the spread, I decided to try my hand drawing a Japanese dessert called Taiyaki. I'm sure a lot of people already know what this is, but basically it's a sort of waffle-style cake that's traditionally filled with red bean paste, but more recently it's often served with things like Nutella, ice cream, you get the idea, just other sweet stuff. There's a place in Miami called 1-800-Lucky, which is really cool. It's like I should sketch there sometime. It's really nice. It's like half a record shop and it's half a little mini Asian market. Super cool. But outside they have this little ice cream place and they serve taiyaki, which is really cool. I absolutely love it. And I had taiyaki actually for the first time there, and it looked something like what I drew here with this little stick of mochi bits on the side. Super awesome dessert. 1000% recommend you give it a try. And I hope you enjoy my drawing of it. Alright, that's it for today. Hope I see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much as always for supporting me. If you want to subscribe and all that stuff. Alright, goodbye.